Take a trip from me. Riders on the microphone, alas and cheers. All people in the dance will agree that we're well qualified to represent the LPC. A on the key, a run for the money. Dance through the rhythm, it gets harder. What is going on, guys? I figured I would give you guys some sort of Christmas stream. Let's see. Again, I'm having like one beer maximum. One. Maybe two. We'll see how we're feeling. I gotta be up tomorrow. But who gives a fuck? I had all these, I have all these, like, beers left over in my house. They're Coors Light. Like, it's fucking, like, piss water. But you know what? Maybe I'll have one or two. I'm trying to figure out right now if I can stream. I very much think I'm allowed to stream the Hawaii Bowl on TikTok. Like, actually stream the game and watch it. So I might switch over to there and stream the game, stream and watch at the same time. If I'm allowed to. I've reached out to somebody that I know to ask. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have a couple cold ones. These were just left in my fridge. One of my buddies left them here. Coors Light's basically fucking piss water, but it's Christmas. Make with what we got. Damn. Oh God, it's horrible. Alf, I was just about to read. I'm sorry. I can see you. Yes, I can. How about those Seahawks? Yes. Dude, the Seahawks. I'll say it time and time again. Fucking, I'm so happy for Sam Darnold. I'm incredibly happy for Sam. The Jets really fucked him over. It's good to see him succeeding, and it makes me happy that at least he's doing it in the NFC. Not that the Jets are a threat to anything, but I love Sam Darnold. I will always love Sam Darnold. I have a soft spot in my heart for him. It's good to see. Shout out the fucking Seahawks, man. I didn't have high hopes for them. I knew they'd be better than they were a year ago. I did not think they would be this good. The Seahawks are are very legit. God, Coors Light's fucking disgusting, dude. I was in the stands for the Thursday night game. Greatest moment of my life when the 2-point conversion went in. JSN jumped into the arms of the dude 2 rows in front of me. Wait, that's sick. Yo, maybe I'll go back and look and see if I can see you in the fucking. That's crazy, man. Were you like in the highlight? Because I remember that. I remember that. Oh my God, that game was unbelievable, dude. Like to be there for that too. Like you were in the middle of like the most exciting time of like in about a decade. Because the Seahawks have had some good times of being a Seahawks fan. That's amazing that you were there. Happy for you. Ugh. Dude, like, fucking A. I should have went and bought something other than that. Coors Light is the most disgusting. Unless they want to sponsor me. And then I'll fucking make a face. I'll pretend like I enjoy this stuff. But really not a big fan. I'm going to get to the shot on the broadcast, but there's probably a fan post or two on Twitter with me in the background. That's sick, dude. If that happened to me and I was in the background, it would be like my profile picture everywhere. I think I showed you guys one time I got on during the playoffs. The Mets were playing the wild card round in 2022 against the San Diego Padres. The Mets, they showed me on ESPN because I was like disheveled. I was hammered. The Mets just gave up the lead. It was game 2, so they ended up winning. Not that anybody would remember that, but I was disheveled because I'm like, here we fucking go again with the damn Mets. But yeah. That was like I was on TV twice that game. I was upset early, and then I was very happy late. It was a nice little catch-22. But that's always sick when you end up on TV for a big moment like that. My parents used to tape every game I'd go to. So there was a game back in 2000, I think it was 2001, that I'm in the background of Barry Bonds being struck out at Shea Stadium. That's one of my cool memories. Mets get Polanco right. I love him forever for the shot he sent us to the ALCS this year. Dude, Alf, a lot of people around New York, I don't think understand how good Jorge Polanco is. There's a lot of people that are upset, like, losing a guy like Pete Alonso, but Jorge Polanco is an unbelievable player. Like, I love Polanco. I watched him a lot last year with the Mariners. I watched a lot of Mariners games. I love Jorge Polanco. I think Jorge Polanco is a very underrated player. Hits from both sides of the plate. more power from the left, but, you know, played in a ballpark that is not hitter-friendly whatsoever. In fact, Seattle is the least hitter-friendly ballpark in all of baseball, which is pretty shocking. Jorge Polanco still at 25 home runs. He gives you a switch hitting option. You know, he as a middle infielder, a guy who's athletic like he is, he'll be able to make that transition to first base pretty easily. I think a lot of people are overblowing how hard it is to play first base. Like, look, Pete Alonso was the big dumb fat guy that played first base all these years, and he did it well enough to do it, but not really that great. And I'm saying that from being the guy who was also the big dumb fat idiot that played first base when he wasn't pitching. A middle infielder, especially a guy like Polanco that played second base, like not very well, but it's not going to be that hard of a transition for a guy like that. I'm certainly thrilled with the idea of Jorge Polanco. You know, he's a very good hitter. He'll learn the position of first base. Probably be more of a DH first base hybrid. I'm still hoping the Mets get somebody else, but been a weird offseason all in all. A lot of Met fans not happy. I'm not hitting the panic button yet. But should be fun, man. Polanco had a ton of doubles in Seattle that would have been homers in other parks for sure. Yeah, I think Baseball Savant does expected home runs, and his expected home runs, if he played his home games at Citi Field last year, I think was 29 or 30. It was way more than it was in Seattle. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining, I just noticed a big uptick in viewers. We're just having a beer or two, hanging out, talking Christmas. So I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go to Connecticut. I will be in Foxwoods Casino Resort in Connecticut. I'm excited. I need to make sure I keep it down a little bit. I'm not going to have like 19 fucking beers on stream, or else I won't be able to get up in the morning. I gotta drive too. Picking up my dad, my sister. But I'm excited. I'm gonna have a lot of content there. Now about the Knicks winning the NBA Cup. That was I'm not a big fan of the NBA Cup. I'm really not. I don't take a ton of stock in it. But when it's the Knicks, baby, I'm going to take all the stock in it. That was a lot of fun. You know, it was good to see the Knicks do something and achieve anything at this point. To me, the Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. They looked very good throughout the NBA Cup. They handled a very good Spurs team. I am very excited for what's going to happen with the Knicks. Seems like Mike Brown is doing some real good stuff. Well, the thing about Mike Brown that's different from Tom Thibodeau, all these years, Thibodeau ran his starters into the ground. Never trusted his bench guys. Tyler Kolek is the perfect example. Tyler Kolek's been playing very good basketball and has been a very solid point guard off the bench. Exactly what I thought he was going to be when he was drafted. Like a guy to run the second unit. He's not going to score a ton of points, but he's going to keep the offense in check. He's going to run the show and be able to handle the ball. And listen, when he's open, he hits threes. He's a very solid player. He's not going to light the world on fire, but he's a perfect backup. Not saying he's Jalen Brunson, but he brings the same sort of ability to just control the game. I remember him at Marquette, dude. I saw him kill St. John's time and time and time again. Josh Hart and Kolek, both from the Trailblazers. And I'll tell you what, I soured on Josh Hart after last year. Josh Hart's been very good this year. He's been a new player this year. He was so bad at the end of last year, but he's been phenomenal. He has been a totally different guy this season. Guys, like I said before, I don't know how long I'm going to do this stream because I just learned today that TikTok, you can stream games live as long as you don't show the advertisements. So I think for the Sheridan Hawaii Bowl, I might go over to TikTok and stream there if you guys want to join me. We'll see. We'll play that by ear. We'll see how this is going. I think he was perennially gassed because of Tibbs. I think a lot of guys were, dude. Tom Thibodeau runs a roster every night. It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And that just doesn't compute to today's NBA. It just doesn't work. You can't do that. You run these guys into the ground, and it just doesn't end well. And you saw it with the Knicks. The Knicks were just gassed against a team like the Pacers, as relentless as the Indiana Pacers are. I still look back on that series and think, that Knicks team probably would have stood a better chance if these guys weren't playing 40 minutes a night every single game of the regular season. That's just Tibbs' style, and it's why I didn't like Tibbs. I was very happy when he got fired. I think Mike Brown has done a lot with this roster, and I think it's only going to get better. I think the Knicks are going to be very well poised to make a run. Ugh. This is not going down very easily. God damn. Again, unless Coors Light wants to sponsor me, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's any good. But I'm a sellout. I'm a full-blown, full-blooded sellout. If anybody at Coors Light, if anybody's listening from Coors Banquet, I'll happily put on a straight face if you want to pay me. But yeah, Tibbs, like you said, Tibbs was just not the guy. He was never the guy. It is what it is. You know, you live and you learn. I think a lot of people, Tibbs was a lot of smoke and mirrors. I think a lot of people thought he was better than what he was. Sucks, man, because the Knicks had some pretty good rosters with Tom Thibodeau, and he just ran these guys into the ground. You know, you shorten careers like that. You get guys not wanting to play for you. To me, Mike Brown was the correct move. Glad to see Landry Shamet finally getting a consistent role. I always thought he had game. Dude, he can shoot the lights out of the ball. Landry Shamet can fucking shoot. He plays great defense. He's a very good all-around bench piece. Exactly what he's doing. I'm happy for Landry Shamet also. I think he's like you said, he was kind of one of the forgotten guys. But you see with a lot of these guys getting opportunities now. You know, they're shining. Like you said, Kolek, Shamet. It's a good sign. It's a good sign for things to come. It's a good way to keep your team fresh going into June, going into the postseason. Or not June, fucking, when is it? April starts. He's very good with the KD Kyrie Nets. Yeah, he's been around a little bit, Shaman. He was with the Clippers for a little bit, too, and he was pretty good there. Landry Shaman has never been a bad basketball player. It's just Tom Thibodeau doesn't trust his bench. That's what it comes down to. Dude, I legitimately cannot hang like I once did. I'm about halfway through this beer, and I'm already feeling the effects of it. This was not a good move. I am a lightweight compared to what I once was. And again, big game tonight, Sheridan Hawaii Bowl. I think I'm going to switch over to TikTok for that, just because I can actually show the game, which is so fucking insane to me. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes for me to get banned, but I don't stream live on TikTok much anymore anyway. So if I don't get banned there, I'll watch the whole game there. If I do, I'll be back here chatting it up with you guys. We got another 15 minutes before that, and just that is not good. Again, if Coors Light wants to sponsor me, I'll happily put on a fucking straight face and pretend like that was good. Why are you wearing glasses? Because I can't see, Uncle Jimbo. These are prescription sunglasses. I would not be able to read what you say if I wasn't wearing these. Honestly, I've just become like a gimmick guy. Hold on. Like, plays blind as a rat. I got this thing too. I'm putting it on for the Hawaii game because I bet Hawaii, obviously. You don't bet against Hawaii in Hawaii. You just don't do it. As much as I love the Cal Bears were my dark horse all year. You know, they spent the whole week in Hawaii getting ready for this game. Hawaii lives in Hawaii. These guys live in Hawaii. They play in Hawaii. They live in Hawaii. They're not going to be fucking stunned by being in Hawaii for a week. They're not going to be relaxed from a week of Hawaii. They're ready to play football. I took the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors tonight. It's basically a pick 'em. It's the most. Have you given up on the big hat gimmick? No. Alf, here's the thing. The big hat thing's gonna be for like when I'm talking my teams. Like I'm trying to like not just be big hat, but like when I'm talking my teams, when I start talking Jets, when I start talking Mets, even like the Knicks right there, I probably should have thrown the Islander hat on. Like then I'll get like super fan. Like I want it to be more like when I go to a game. Like I want it to be like a thing. Like oh my god, this guy's fucking nuts. Like you guys already know I'm an insane human being. Like I'm not the most like straight edge like. I'm a little bit dumb in ways, but I want that to be a thing that, like, when I go to games and stuff, because I'm going to have so much more content coming. Like, I want that to be like, oh, shit, here he goes with his giant fucking hat again. Like, and I got to get more of them, too. Like, what I got to do is I got to get more of them. I feel like the only thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people stopped here because of it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll bring it back. Maybe I won't. I'm kind of trying to, because here's the thing. Here's one thing. If I'm going to do more content, I can't be running around places with a giant hat on. It just, A, I end up losing the hat. B, it gets like I don't want to bring this thing out anywhere unless I'm going to a game. C, it's not very convenient to wear. But we'll see. I haven't totally given up on it yet. We're gonna play this by ear. We're gonna try to rewrite the script, but if it doesn't work, Big Hat's going back on. All in all, I don't know. What do you think? I think the Big Hat was like, it was a good thing. It had its run. When I talk Jets, when I talk Islanders, when I talk Mets, I put the thing on because it just makes me even more of a what's the word? It just creates even more of a what the hell is wrong with this guy sort of situation. The Big Hat for sure brought the viewers. It did. You're kind of right. Like, I probably did make people stop. It would make people go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll bring it back later. Like, this is kind of going to be my look when I go places, like when I'm running around, like, out and about, but you're right. The Big Hat, like, anytime I made a video with the Big Hat on, people were just like, what the fuck is on your head? Like, the Jets being bad this year is so disappointing. Will Glenn get canned? You know, Alf, I would can Aaron Glenn. I think you got to think of it in a bunch of different ways. The Jets are probably going to try to bring in a rookie quarterback. They're probably going to try to draft Fernando Mendoza. I don't think it's a good idea to bring in Fernando Mendoza if you're, what do you call it? With Aaron Glenn as the coach, knowing he's probably going to get fired at the end of next year. Aaron Glenn wasn't hired by Daryl Muji either, the GM. He was hired pre-GM hiring, which is never a good idea. And the Jets have been so undisciplined and so bad this year that I just don't see I don't see any reason why Aaron Glenn would be back. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why bring back Aaron Glenn? Like, it didn't work. Cut ties. He was a great Jet. He was an all-time Jet. It's a shame because, like, you know what? Here we go. We're talking Jets, so I'm putting it on. Here we go. We're talking Jets. It's the time to put the Jet hat on. We're talking Jets. It's a shame because he was an all-time Jet. He was a great Jet. He probably belongs in the Ring of Honor. But he's just not a great coach. He was not a good coach when he was in Detroit either. He was not a good defensive coordinator. Like, he was never any good to begin with. So, I don't know, man. It's a tough thing. It's a tough situation. You think Mendoza's the guy for New York? The problem with the Fernando Mendoza situation, Moore is my quarterback one. I disagree on that big time. I think it's Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, and then everybody else. I think Fernando Mendoza, to me, is the number one quarterback, but I'm not really thrilled with him. I just think he's far and beyond the other ones in the draft. That's my opinion. Dante Moore is solid. Like, he's definitely a good second option. After that, there's really nothing. I don't know if I draft Dante Moore in the top 10, but that's up to the Jets to decide. That's not my call. We'll see when it comes. It's an interesting conundrum the Jets are going to be in, especially because they've won a little bit too many games already. Like, they've already fucked up winning fucking 2 games, which is crazy. Like, you think about it. But if you I trust you, Alf, because you're the mock draft guy. You're my mock guy. Anytime you come up with something, I usually trust it. But I don't know. From what I've seen, I like Fernando Mendoza. The thing I don't like about Fernando Mendoza, though, not very mobile. I don't like how, like, he's a little bit like he's not as fast as I thought he was. Which is, look, he's a quarterback. You could be a bad athlete and be a quarterback, but just the way the game is moving. I'm more slightly ahead of Mendoza because of his consistent accuracy downfield. His timing and structure is elite. I think his mechanics are better. I respect that. I get that. I mean, Dante Moore won some big games in college. Like you said, his accuracy down the field is phenomenal. The issue I have with Dante Moore is sometimes I just feel like he misses like easy throws sometimes. Moore is also younger, and I think he has got a higher ceiling. That's fair. The age difference too. Mendoza's a little bit on the up, a little up on the age side. I do agree with that. That definitely puts a blemish sometimes, but we'll see. It's a play it by ear thing. Alf, I'm gonna set up the TikTok stream because I'm gonna go over there right now and start that up because I need to see if I get banned quick. If not, if I do, I'll be back here. If not, but Souffle on TikTok if you're looking over there.